I'd like to mention a couple of other quick things too. There's a number of great things, great forums coming up at the City Club in the coming months. All of this, of course, is at cityclub.org. Next week we have the State of the Schools, and we invite you. That's going to be also here at the Convention Center, but downstairs in the Grand Ballroom. We have a great program coming up on the 31st with David Greenberg, who wrote an impressive biography of Congressman John Lewis, which we invite all of you to join us for. And also, if you're a fan of music, you may be interested to know that Pat Carney of the Black Keys is going to be sitting on the stage at the City Club on the 14th of November. That's going to be a very fun event as well. We invite you to check that out. I want to thank Bethany Sabota for providing, this is Bethany, please, she's going to be doing this for about an hour. So thank you very much, Bethany. We appreciate your work. Bethany has done this for us a number of times, and she's quite good at what she does. I should say, if you need a sign interpreter, you know, please, Bethany, yes. All of you, I think, have a phone with you. Please make sure you turn it off. It would be really super helpful if you do. You can take pictures, though, but make sure you silence your phone so it doesn't go off during our program. We're live streaming and also recording for broadcast, thanks to our partners at IdeaStream, as I mentioned. Also, your phone may be handy later for like sharing on social media, and so that more people can learn about this. We really invite you to do that. Usually I would say something about using your phone to text a question, but today, in the nature of these larger state of events, we want to make sure that the questions are, we sort of want to make the best use of our time collectively. So we invited everybody to submit questions ahead of time. Several of those folks are lined up to ask their questions. If you would like to be a part of that for, say, the State of the Schools next week, just go back over to our website and you can see information on how to submit your question ahead of time. But of course, at all other City Club programs, you're invited to ask a question during the Q&A. But as I said, today, we'll just have the questions. We've lined up the questions ahead of time. Finally, I'd just like to note that since our founding in 1912, the City Club has promoted and protected the free exchange of ideas. That means that at every forum, you have an opportunity to listen closely and during the Q&A to ask tough questions and sometimes even respectfully challenge speakers on their ideas. That's our tradition, and you're part of that. But disruptions that prevent those around you from listening to and engaging with the speaker will result in removal from the event. It's just a quick notice. Thank you all so much. Now it's my great pleasure to introduce our board president, Mark Ross, who's going to introduce the county executive. Mark Ross, friends.
Good afternoon, and welcome to the City Club of Cleveland, where we are devoted to creating conversations of consequence that help democracy thrive. It's Thursday, October 16th, and I'm Mark Ross, retired managing partner of PwC and the president of the City Club Board of Directors. I'm honored to welcome each of you to the 2025 State of the County with our county executive, Chris Ronayne. During last year's address, the county executive highlighted the investments made in youth services, in meeting the needs of the unhoused, and in assistance to residents grappling with rising property taxes. Mr. Ronayne also highlighted the Freshwater Institute, a multi-pronged initiative to steward and enhance freshwater resources, freshwater innovation, and the economic opportunity that comes from Lake Erie and the entire Great Lakes watershed. That was 2024. Among the many challenges facing our county and our state today are unprecedented cuts to federal funding and recently passed federal legislation that could affect the health coverage of 500,000 Ohioans, many of whom live in Cuyahoga County. News reports also suggest that the county is facing its own budgetary challenges, driven in part by a spike in property tax delinquencies. Meanwhile, the county is at the beginning stages of approximately $900 million capital project, the new Central Services Campus in Garfield Heights, which will replace much of the downtown Justice Center. Add on top of all of that are the challenges associated with the Browns' plan to move to Brook Park. As you can see, Cuyahoga County clearly has a lot of balls in the air. Today we will learn about key accomplishments, reflect on the progress made, the challenges ahead, and the county executive's vision and priorities for the upcoming year. But first, we would like to welcome County Executive Chris Ronayne to the stage with a brief video prepared by our friends at Cuyahoga County. Chris, come join me and cue the video.
Cuyahoga County is a community in motion, shaped by culture, rooted in neighborhoods, strengthened by the diversity of its people, each with their own rhythm. Through our Freshwater Institute Fellowship, young leaders are discovering how one resource connects us all.
Water really does unite us, because look at our program right now. We have people from all over the world in this little tiny 30-person group, and we're all here because of water. So it unites us. It's very nice.
At Ohio City Farm and Beyond, county partnerships help immigrants and newcomers build new lives.
The diversity in Cuyahoga County make us stronger because we came from a different background, and we see a lot of people brought their entrepreneurship to grow business here.
Cleveland is a multinational city, and it continues to grow, and it's such a good place to establish a business, to grow a business.
Owning and operating a business in Cuyahoga County comes with a certain amount of pride of just Midwest Cleveland grit. I was fortunate, got connected to the Office of Small Business, and it's been really cool to not only share what it is that I'm doing and what my goals are for my business, but then to also see how the county can make the proper introductions and just make me aware of resources that I just frankly didn't have any idea existed.
Support comes in many forms with a singular goal: helping residents find their way. In Health and Human Services, that means meeting people where they are.
As a Start Family advocate, I get to share my lived experience and help families with their recovery and find resources within the community. Watching the client get sober and have that change in them and be reunified with their children, I think that's the best feeling in the world.
When I emancipated from care, it was a very uncertain part of my life, but thankfully the county highlighted these pathways to success. County has this wonderful incentive, it's called College Bound. That money is the reason why I was able to buy my camera. It's because of the generosity of the county and their supports that wrap around even after care.
Thank you to Cuyahoga County for not forgetting our seniors. What you do just to show them that you care, it's like giving them a big hug. It's priceless. It's priceless.
Our work is never one person's alone. It's shared in services and stories, effort and impact. When we show up for each other, we all move forward. We are Cuyahoga.
Yes, we are. Hello, Cuyahoga County. It's so great to see you. A beautiful sunny day in the CLE, and it feels like sunny in here the way these lights are coming down on me. So I am really glad to see all of you out here today. Thank you for coming to our State of the County. I want to thank Mark and Dan and the entire City Club, your whole team, for everything you do to bring speakers of consequence and conversation to our community. Thanks also to our friend Ricky Smith, who's with Something Good Social Kitchen. He adds so much to the City Club scene right out Playhouse Square. I want to thank all of you for being here today. Please give a big round of applause to our performers. If you got to see them and hear them, our performers Katarina Majornik, Mike Mikola Rakowski from the Gregory Nasty Cleveland School of Bandera. They are our wonderful musicians that played here. And Nasty, by the way, is spelled K-Y-T-A-S-T-Y, Nasty. I also want to let you know the party's going to continue afterwards. We've got an incredible band, one of my favorites from Wade Oval Wednesday days. This will be San Gitano, so hear them outside after the show today, guys. I also want to thank the Convention Center workers here today, our table sponsors, and the team that's made this event space such a success. I want to give a special shout out to the union workers of SEIU Local 1 who work here at the Convention Center to keep this space looking great for all of our events and conventions. Would you give them a round of applause, please? To my wife, Natalie, who's here today, and our daughter, Audrey, and our son, Joe, my sister-in-law, Maria, my mother and father-in-law, Barb and Gus, right out in front. Would you give a little wave, family? Hello to my family. They give up a lot of their time with me for the larger family here in Cuyahoga County. I love you guys, and I thank you for that. But say hello to your larger family here in Cuyahoga County, family. Thank you guys. You're all my family. We spend so much time with you, and I do want to say to my staff team, it has been a priority to make county government work like a family, and I feel like we are achieving that. So I want to thank my coworkers and everybody that I get to see every day off hours from our family at home. Thank you. Well, we've had a lot of busy work this year, but before I get into it, I want to reference something you may have noticed on your way in. It's an exhibit called You Mean the World. It features the portraits and stories of 24 people from 17 countries who became U.S. citizens and decided to make Cuyahoga County their home. A couple of them we see in the video that we just had. They are teachers, they are lawyers, they are chefs, they are doctors, they are friends, they are family, and they are neighbors. And they are now a part of the Cuyahoga family. If you hadn't seen You Mean the World exhibit on the way in, please see it on the way out. And you saw in our video the breadth and the diversity of the people of this county, the services and support we provide, and the team that we have to implement our work. It's truly impressive. I'm in awe at every State of the County speech I give by the work of the family that I work with every day, in and out, all they do every week. At the end of 2023, Cuyahoga County was officially certified as a welcoming community by Welcome America, a national formal designation for cities and counties that have created policies and programs reflecting their values and commitment to inclusion. That is us. We opened our Welcome Center to connect newcomers to resources like workforce, legal support, housing, and language services. Newcomers, people and families who choose Cuyahoga County, who want to come here, and don't just bring their hopes and dreams with them. They also bring jobs and economic opportunities. Partners like Global Cleveland tell that story every day. We were proud to support, and you saw it in the video, the first permanent structure on the Ohio City farm with the creation of the Cuyahoga Kitchen for immigrants and newcomers with our friends at Resource Cleveland. Two of the newcomers you saw in the video are using the Cuyahoga Kitchen at the Ohio City farm for their businesses. The often untold story about our immigrants is where they work and who they employ. In fact, 20% of our American entrepreneurs are immigrants. You see my opening message. In Cuyahoga, we welcome all. I want to take a moment to share the story of Tamila Vashek, a Bay Village resident and Ukrainian citizen who was featured in the video you just watched. She's one of the entrepreneurs using Cuyahoga Kitchen for her business. Tamila and her husband, Mikolo, and their two sons, Sasha and David, came to the United States as refugees from the war in Ukraine. Actually, as did our musical performers, Taras, who's one of the performers today, came right out of Kiev, came right out of war, came to this county. But Tamila and her husband, Mikolo, came here, and they launched a business, Sunflower Gourmet, selling their authentic Ukrainian pierogies in our grocery stores throughout the area and employing two other people. Due to a recent complication with her visa, she and her son with a serious medical condition, faced deportation. With advocacy from Cuyahoga County and others, she was able to successfully petition for an expedited hearing with the U.S. Customs and Immigration Office and eventually received an extension of her visa to remain here in Cuyahoga County. She and Mikolo are contributors to the American economy as entrepreneurs employing others. They're always welcome in Cuyahoga County. We fought to keep them here, and they are here as a part of our family. Whether you and your family have been here for generations or you just arrived, if you want to make this place your home, to me, you're a Cuyahogan. Just outside this building, you'll find one of Cleveland's newest public spaces. Isn't it great? The Jerry Siegel and Joe Schuster Superman Plaza. The public spaces that highlight the great American story right out of Cleveland of Superman, Joe, Jerry, and their friend Joanne, the image of Lois Lane. The fact that Joe and Jerry were both Clevelanders, born of immigrant families from Europe, should not be lost on any of us. Welcoming newcomers is a part of our history in this country, and it must be a core part of our future in this county and beyond. The intentionality of being a welcoming place and extending to newcomers our hopes and dreams with them, we also are a welcoming place in so many other ways. I was proud to co-sponsor with County Council legislation to ban conversion therapy, which was passed unanimously to make Cuyahoga County the first county in the state to ban this harmful practice. Thank you, County Council. Protecting our children and families. That's what that was all about, making our values clear. On Tuesday, Council passed the Crown Act to prevent discrimination against residents based on hair texture, hairstyles, braids, twists, and locks. That is Cuyahoga County. We welcome and we lead with a welcoming nature. I would like the members of County Council, if you're here today, to please stand up and give them our round of applause. Thank you, County Council. Saw a couple on the way in. There they are. Thank you for being the partners you are. I'm grateful for our strong working partnership with my colleagues. And I want to say to the leadership, Council President Dale Miller and Vice President Yvonne Conwell, and all 11 members, you're all leaders on our County Council. You and your staff, we do great things together, and I appreciate our partnership. Earlier this week, we introduced a budget. It is a challenging budget, no question about it. Based on uncertain times we're in, it's all the more challenging. You all face that with us. As we work through that process over the next 2 months, you will see exactly, though, what you want in county government. A positive working relationship between council and the administration that is focused on delivering the best results possible for our residents. Together, we work for all of you, and we will work to deliver on the promise of county government. The reform that happened when this community overwhelmingly supported a new chartered county government in 2009. And I'm proud to tell you in 2025, this government is working. Last year, I spoke about Destination Cleveland, the Greater Cleveland Sports Commission, and our community's ambitious bid to host the Special Olympics, an event with the potential to bring 120,000 visitors and generate $70 million in economic impact. Earlier this month, we officially signed the paperwork to bring the Games to Cleveland in 2030. Congratulations to all. It's all of you. This is a remarkable achievement, not of a single moment, but the culmination of years of collaboration, persistence, and vision with you. And once again, we will welcome. This past summer, we rolled out the red carpet in this very convention center for the National Association of Black Journalists and the Urban League's national conventions right here in Cleveland, Ohio. Whether it's a steady stream of conventions or welcoming a record number of lake cruise ships to the Cleveland Harbor Front, our best trait as Cuyahoggans is that we welcome all to our region. Thanks to David Gilbert and the board and staff at the Sports Commission and Destination Cleveland. With you, we've welcomed the world to Cleveland time and time again, and we'll do it again with the Special Olympics in 2030. Well, this is my third State of the County address, and as the third year as your county executive, I've got a lot to say today. I will say that each of you I'm excited to work with. Excited to work with all of you in all of the aspects of your work, too. We're here to support what you do. County government is a huge, complicated, and diverse operation. Our county budget is nearly $2 billion, and as a population, we are larger than 8 individual states of the United States. From public works to reentry services, the Fatherhood Initiative to the Division of Senior and Adult Services, we are out in our community every day touching lives and making impact. Investing in our workforce, building up on our team. By the way, I need to stop for a minute because this is Tamila and Mikola and their son. Is this David or Sasha? Thank you for being with us. This is a couple I told the story about. Thank you for making your journey to Cuyahoga County, and thank you for the work you do in Cuyahoga County. Well, where was I? Making an impact, that's where we were. So investing in our workforce and building up on our team, that has been the priority of our administration. I've worked with our fiscal and HR teams over the last 3 years to achieve a goal that no county employee should be paid so little that they have to be on government assistance. It happened. It has happened. We increased our wage floor to $20 an hour to meet that goal. And by January of 26, all of our more than 4,500 employees will be above the $20 an hour floor. When you invest, as you all know, in your employees, you value your employees, you get a return on that investment. Higher productivity, more innovation, less turnover, and retraining. Ultimately, it allows us to provide better services to you and save taxpayer dollars. The results are tangible. If you are a Cuyahoga County employee, I'd like you to just stand for a minute to be recognized. My team. We have a lot of fun together, but we work very hard on your behalf. Thank you all. And if you, our public, will indulge me in a moment, I want to do a little bit of bragging about them and share just some of the recognitions and awards that our employees have received since our last State of the County. They work humbly and not for these accolades, but I needed to point them out. Across the county IT and Medical Examiner received the National Association of Counties Achievement Award for Toxicology Lab Modernization. The Department of Children and Family Services received the National Association of Counties Achievement Award for the Hope Child Wellness Campus. The Fiscal Office, Distinguished Budget Presentation Award and Excellence in Financial Reporting from the Government Finance Officers Association. Invest in Children, the National Alliance of Mental Illness Greater Cleveland Chapter awarded them the Mental Health Provider of the Year. Consumer Affairs, the Federal Trade Commission, the FTC Bureau of Consumer Protection awarded them the Protection Partner Award nationally. The Treasurer, Certificate of Excellence for Investment Policy, emphasis on sustainability in our portfolio from the Association of Public Treasurers. County IT, the Special Achievement in GIS Award from Esri for the Fiscal Hub and the GIS work that we do here at the county. Child Support Services, the best Metro County Performance Support Order establishment by the Ohio Job and Family Services. That's their 4th year running as the most distinguished office in the state of Ohio. And Development received the National Award recognition as the best economic development project in the country by the National Association of County Community and Economic Development for our development of the Office of Small Business. And Sustainability, our Environmental Innovator Award from A Power Clean Future Ohio. And the county HR team, named a platinum level healthy worksite employer by the Healthy Business Council of Ohio. It's a dozen accolades and just a few that we've received. I hope you're proud of your county work and that we are a national best practice in so many areas. Thank you. This administration and team have shown that great ideas can deliver big results, that we can set goals and that we can achieve them together. We launched our Welcome Center in February of 2024. Today, it's served more than 10,000 newcomers have come through our doors, and we've hosted dozens of newcomer events. I want to thank my partners for hosting those events because you continue to welcome the world. We launched our Office of Small Business in May of 2024, and today it has assisted more than 1,000 small businesses and given out nearly $2 million in loans. We launched the Freshwater Institute in 2024, and today we've engaged nearly 1,000 students through the Institute's fellowship, internship, and swimming programs. Throughout that, we've got 28 students that have actively been working with us from 17 area high schools in partnership with Teaching Place and See You at the Top. Our students are learning about the greatest treasure in front of us, our fresh water, and they will be the future stewards and ambassadors of it. In March of 24, we secured a $7 million grant to plan for the redevelopment of the lower level of the Veterans Memorial Bridge. This summer, we welcome 10,000 people to explore what's possible in that incredible public space over the Cuyahoga River. Folks, someday that will be a park in the sky and a beautiful connector east and west. And in June, we opened the new Cuyahoga County Board of Elections building at 1803 Superior. Don't forget, early voting is open now. Already, we've hosted thousands of voters in this modern space, and it will serve our residents for generations to come. We've strengthened democracy, because we are located on transit lines with available parking, but most importantly, no voter shall ever again have to stand in the rain or snow waiting to get inside to vote. Coming off the campaign trail 3 years ago, I heard the priorities of our citizens. One of those priorities was housing. Within a few months of arriving, we launched our housing department to fill gaps in our housing ecosystem. This year, the department deployed $5.5 million of federal home grant monies, which will assist in the creation of 445 new affordable housing units. We broke ground on Karam Senior Living, co-located in with the Cleveland Public Library's new Waltz Library, a mixed-use development in the Detroit Shoreway neighborhood. We cut the ribbon on the Margaret Wagner Apartments in partnership with Benjamin Rose and CHN Housing. But this one I'm really proud of. We opened up 53 new homes at Hitchcock for Women. And what gives me all pride on this is that this is one of these homes where we do not turn away children. We let them be with their moms and continue to be with them as they undergo treatment. This is smart housing, and it's the new Cuyahoga way. When I came into office, I said I didn't want to wake up building a jail. I still don't. But every day we are taking strides toward a more humane justice system, including the new jail. But we have returned many programs back to where they needed to be. We returned to in-person visitation just across the street. We hosted our first GED graduation, one of the best mornings I've had this year, seeing persons in our custody graduate. We have relaunched a specialized veterans pod. The sheriff and his team have been clear. They will not wait for a new building to begin offering better programming, better food options, and more reentry services for those in our custody tonight. Construction of the new facility is ready to begin. The new Central Services campus is going through its final design. It will have more natural light. It will have fresh air, a medical exam room and a visiting area in every pod, a dental clinic space, and also spaces for physical therapy, an on-site behavioral care center, which I believe will be a national best practice, providing trauma-informed care in a secure facility as an alternative to jail. After more than a decade of discussion, of studies, of conversations, and in times even fighting, we have said enough. It's time. Let's go. We'll break ground in the first few months of 2026. Justice is more than just a jail. Alongside modern jail planning, we've spent just as much time improving justice-based programming to really make an impact for our residents and our communities. Last year, we partnered with the Adams Board and the Gun Foundation to expand Shaker Heights' first call co-response model in Richmond Heights, University Heights, Cleveland Heights, and South Euclid. What is it? First Call pairs a full-time social worker with police and fire responders to improve response to those suffering from a mental health crisis, meeting them where they're at and getting them the care they need. This year, we're proud to announce the next expansion of a co-response model into Parma and Parma Heights. I want to thank the mayors of all these communities for their civic vision. Once fully operational, another 100,000 residents of the county will fall under the co-response umbrella. We are not stopping there. More communities are reaching out to us about this program. In fact, just last week, we hope to expand this life-saving model to even more communities over the next 3 years. Justice begins upstream. We simply could not do what we do without our frontline communities in partnership with our mayors. When the federal government shuts down, as we have now experienced, city halls and county offices remain open for you. When some state legislators throw their best curveball on our communities, we persevere. I could not ask for a better community partnership than with the mayors of Cuyahoga County and with the councils of those cities and their school boards, their judges, and I will say our Northeast Ohio state delegation. Could all of our elected officials please stand up and be recognized for your work, staying open, serving people, and continuing to do the good work you do? Thank you. I am grateful for our partnership. I'm also grateful for our regional partnerships with our sister counties. I have a unique partnership with Summit County, actually all the counties around Cuyahoga County, but in Summit County, Eileen Shapiro and I are the only two of a kind in Ohio. Just 2 county executives and 2 county executive systems in the state, Cuyahoga and Summit County. And I want to say to you, as somebody who also helped craft this new county government, it is working. We took a lot of lessons from Summit County. And 2 weeks ago, I was happy to be at Executive Shapiro's State of the County. She might be out here somewhere, and I'm glad you're with us here, Eileen. If I see you, give a wave. But thank you to Eileen Shapiro for the partnership. There she is. Thank you, all the way up from Akron. Thank you, Eileen. By the way, we have a great delegation of folks from Summit County here in Akron and probably from counties all around. So thank you for taking the time to be with us. This summer, we launched the Office of Violence Prevention in partnership with County Council to address violence and safety concerns that continue to plague our communities. We know that violence does not stop at municipal borders, and this office will work to bridge the gap between communities and connect families and survivors to violence, survivors of violence, to the resources that they need in our community. We're here for you. Later this year, we'll begin a district-by-district learning tour to understand firsthand the issues that our communities face on the front line and however the county can support you. That's why we're out to see you. In recognition of the work being done with cities and townships throughout Cuyahoga County, we launched recently a Community Support Unit, CSU, at the County Sheriff's Department to support law enforcement partners on the requests of mayors and police chiefs in their community. Justice also means improving our legal system. I want to thank the County Law Department, County Council President Dale Miller, Cleveland Council President Blaine Griffin, Cleveland Mayor Justin Bibb, and County Prosecutor Mike O'Malley for working tirelessly to deliver the first meaningful amendment to the county city jail contract. That amendment included one of the most significant steps forward for justice in our community by cutting pre-charge detention time by 2/3 to a maximum of 12 hours and full participation in central booking right here across the street. It was a dream unrealized in this community for decades. People waiting 36 hours uncharged in this building across the street. We took that down. This step forward will reduce unnecessary jail stays, improve our efficiency, and increase public safety, justice, and most importantly, civil rights. While our local partnerships are strong, we know that there are challenging times ahead. Our state and federal office holders continue to step back from responsibilities to cities, urban counties, and our residents. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, Medicaid workforce requirements, they're coming. And we know thousands of residents will lose their benefits. I've analogized in the past, you being at a grocery store and somebody in front of you, maybe a mom with her kids with an EBT card in the not too distant future, and a store clerk having to say, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. That's what we face in this community with the cuts to SNAP and Medicaid. Cuyahoga County right now has 380,000 residents on Medicaid, and 190,000 residents receive SNAP benefits. 39% of those receiving benefits are children, and 14% are seniors. Approximately 28,000 residents will be impacted directly by the new SNAP rules and requirements. Some of those residents have a child with a disability who will need extra support. Some meet the requirements for assistance but need help with the paperwork. Others want to work and just need a little help to get connected to our workforce training systems. All of them will face increased administrative burden and a federal system that is frankly designed to throw hurdles in their path. We know the drastic changes to healthcare are coming, and they will impact our residents and our hospital systems, including Metro Health, our county safety net hospital. I'm proud to work with Dr. Christine Alexander to tackle these challenging times together to protect healthcare and access for our residents. To fight back against increased hunger in our county, we are launching the Cuyahoga Hunger Response Team later this month to coordinate, educate, and communicate with residents who go through what I just described, who maybe on the front line see this change just when they're grocery shopping. This is all in as a moment in our community. It's all in. There's no place for this county to have anybody hungry, and we will all need to work together to address this coming storm. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, we're gonna have to face draconian cuts to our kids, our families, and our seniors as if we were in COVID all over again. And we are going to have to apply our best selves with the kindness of Cuyahoogans. Together, we are strong. We'll continue to invest in our systems and team to provide the services that our residents deserve. With the anticipated slashing of our safety net, we haven't been standing idle. We've staffed up. We've invested in our job and family services team. We've already seen positive results. We've lowered call wait times for benefit inquiries by 78%. In our Division of Children and Family Services, we've hired more social workers. We've built up our partnerships with local law enforcement, and we've seen our Hope Wellness Campus become a model for the state of Ohio, where children who have been sleeping in our government offices will go to a new place, a place where they'll have specialists, education specialists, trauma specialists, and a culture that cares and receives them. This is how we prepare for changes coming our way. We are as Cuyahoga County strong. Innovation in government is not limited to health and human services. Just last week, we announced returning $35 million in excess real estate assessment funds to our cities, schools, and other taxing authorities. The largest amount ever returned in Cuyahoga County. Mayors, as I look out at you, and school district administrators, those were the best calls I got to make this month. Thank you for the partnership. We thought the money should go back to the communities. The county budget, as county council knows, we could use it, but it needs to be in the communities on the front line for what you need to do. These funds were collected to support the county's sexennial reappraisal process, but we modernized, we implemented new technology, increased our efficiency. We did all of this in-house, under budget, and earlier than projected, and this means more money back to our schools, our parks, and our communities. We're also proud to announce that we'll soon begin our work with our county council colleagues to address a persistent need for our communities. Municipalities across Cuyahoga County struggle with maintaining adequately staffed building departments that can conduct inspections and code reviews, and there's a nationwide shortage of building officials. This slows down development. As proposed, our County Building Services Department would allow smaller municipalities to have streamlined, standardized, affordable permitting processes, speeding up development while maintaining your local control in planning and zoning. But this is regionalism at its best. Working together, we can provide a valuable building department service to our communities without impacting our general fund. That is being smart and innovative with your tax dollars, and I think it's what the charter called for. While we wait for our officials in Columbus to pass meaningful property tax reform, our Treasurer's Office launched into action, starting the Taxpayer Assistance Program in January this year to assist seniors in danger of losing their homes to foreclosure. We want no one to lose their home. We also began construction of our Financial Empowerment Center on the first floor of the administrative offices, where we will host professional counselors who will work with residents one-on-one to develop money management skills. Our county government continues to deliver innovative programming that improves lives and protects people. Whether it's launching the nation's first deed lock service, protecting your property from online theft that literally happens, or keeping seniors up to date on the latest scams through our Department of Consumer Affairs, or partnering with our probate court and the county fiscal office on our popular Great Estates program, dedicated to helping people ensure their assets are passed on without a court case. Well, speaking of courts, I want to thank the many judges in our courts, of common pleas particularly. We work with specialty programs and specialty courts ranging from veterans courts to drug courts. Our judges are changing lives. I've seen it firsthand in the graduations they host. Thank you to our judges for the work you do, pioneering work here in Cuyahoga County. And in collaboration with the juvenile court and our clerk of courts, we won the state's only community-based corrections facility for youth, besting Hamilton County and Franklin County to receive $30 million for the facility this year. This means more young people involved in our justice system will be able to stay in their communities and closer to their families. The state made it clear. What set us apart was our cross-system collaboration and planning. Simply, we work together. And when it comes to investment, we aim to make smart, strategic investments in our community every day. That's the only way we'll grow our tax base and region. This year, we advocated with partners in the Governor's Office and the Department of Development to bring a record amount of brownfield remediation dollars to projects in Cuyahoga County, benefiting projects you've heard of, like Bedrock's Riverfront Investments, or the former University Hospital's location in Bedford, the Rose Building in downtown Cleveland, and to remediate the Graincraft silo site on the banks of the Cuyahoga River. Once again, we bested all counties in Ohio in the total amount of brownfield remediation awards we got. That simply would not have happened without the incredible partnership and forward-thinking leadership of the Cuyahoga County Land Bank. Thank you, Ricardo Leone and partners at the Land Bank, for all you do. Whether it's health, water, arts and culture, you'll often hear me say, it's our role in Cuyahoga County to leverage our assets. Music is unquestionably a part of the county's DNA. Whether it's our historic connection to classical music, jazz, hip-hop, polka, or our deep roots in the founding of rock and roll, this region's got soul. You know it, as we need to sing out by helping live with our live stage music venues and the musicians who play there. We need to help them thrive. So we're working with our musicians, artists, performers, and small business owners to launch a music commission that capitalizes on the talents, the history, and the ingenuity of this music capital that we are. And we need to protect and advance that which makes our community unique. You know it. It's the clubs that made the Rock Hall, the venues, the live stage music. Well, what's good for music performance space is good for the music economy for Cuyahoga County. I want to thank our partners, Sean Watterson of the Happy Dog and Cindy Barber of the Beachline Ballroom, for helping us point that out first. And in the words of Bob Dylan, I just want to say to all of you working on that music commission, keep going. Keep going. And his words were, keep on keeping on. It's exciting. In the preamble of the Charter of Cuyahoga County Government is a charge for economic development. More than 30,000 small businesses, some of them you saw in the video, we are a diverse economy, and it's yet another opportunity to catalyze our strengths. Our economic development team, in partnership with Planning and Transportation, launched the county's first transit-oriented development loan program to incentivize projects along the key transit corridors. We completed the $2.3 million relocation and expansion of the family-owned Cantonese Seafood Company that will bring new jobs and open up riverfront land for the metro parks down in the flats. And we helped Famous Supply, another great local family-owned business, take over a vacant warehouse in Maple Heights and open a new 354,000 square foot distribution center, a $41.5 million project that will bring more than 80 jobs to that community. We're busy at work on the economic development precept of the county charter. Investing in place also means protecting our environment. Our municipal utility, Cuyahoga Green Energy, the first county-owned utility formed in decades. This is something I wanted to do, and we have done it. We're building a renewable energy microgrid in Euclid and running residential and commercial solar cooperatives that have created 9,400 megawatt hours of new solar energy. Just this last week, Council, we approved 3 schools with the Solar for Schools project. We're moving on alternative energies in our portfolio. That number will continue to rise as we develop new and affordable renewable energy sources. Who doesn't want clean, green, affordable power? Our $129 million CPRG grant continues to progress forward in this regional partnership with cities like Painesville, where we work across counties in neighboring Lake County. We will take down a coal-fired peaker plant by simply putting a solar array out with the city of Painesville. But that was a grant that Cuyahoga County wrote to the federal government, helping multiple counties beyond us. The Cuyahoga County story continues to be told nationally, and we have established ourselves as a leader in the blue economy with the launch of the Great Lakes Caucus at the National Association of County Officials. This region, our region, has one of the most powerful and important assets. You know it, fresh water. And leaders from all the Great Lakes and states and Canadian provinces are joining together with us to push forward an economic and environmental agenda to protect our water assets and leverage a $6 trillion economy. These 8 Great Lakes states and 2 Canadian provinces to the north of us represent the world's 3rd largest economy. For the future growth of the region, we need to work together. I'm happy to chair that caucus of over 250 counties in the 8 Great Lakes states as well as the Canadian provinces. Working together across binational borders, our focus is on water quality, infrastructure, energy, tourism, and economic development. This is a county government that continues to deliver for all of you, from the core county services that you, our residents, and our businesses, and our nonprofits need to succeed with us on. We're making investments together to build a better future for this community. We set goals and we achieve them. From the Child Wellness Center to the Central Services Campus, Cuyahoga Green Energy to the Cuyahoga Welcome Center, we've kept our promise to deliver a healthy Cuyahoga that you can be proud of. We can celebrate our people, our diversity, and our strengths, and we should. We should drive toward that future together. We can build, we can grow, we can evolve, and chart a new and better path for our communities that starts with our people. We're in this together, and I look forward to even more progress ahead in what I believe is the best county in the land. It's an honor to serve you. My kids now know what I do every day with our team. Joe, Audrey, this is what we do, but it's about the team, and it's about all of you. Thank you. It is truly an honor. And thank you to our frontline workers, our business owners, our newcomers, to our civic innovators, our nonprofit leaders, all of us. You are the conveners and the doers. We don't do it without you. We do it in partnership. Together, we are Cuyahoga, a community that thrives on our diversity, that welcomes all who join us and that continues to push forward towards progress. We are Cuyahoga. Let's keep going. Thank you.
What energy. Wow. Thank you, County Executive Ronayne. What energy. We're about to begin the audience Q&A. As many of you know, direct questions from the audience have been a hallmark of City Club forums since its inception in 1912. As discussed before the program, the City Club invited each of you, as well as all citizens of Cuyahoga County and those serving residents of Cuyahoga County, to submit questions ahead of time. Questions for today's forum were selected by the City Club staff with the intention of capturing a cross-section of community representation, topics, and interests of both residents and stakeholders. These individuals have joined us this afternoon to ask the county executive their questions in person. Note that Chris, the county executive, has not seen these questions in advance. County Executive Ronayne, if you are ready, let's have our first question.
Thanks, Mark.
Good afternoon. I'm over here.
I see you, Becky. How are you?
Hi, good.
All right.
Becky Rupert McMahon, President and CEO of the Cleveland Leadership Center. Let me start just by saying thank you. Thank you for having this conversation today. Thank you for the conversation you had last week with Leadership Cleveland. And thank you for running an administration that believes in the importance of transparency. That's how democracy thrives. So thank you.
Thank you.
So many of the region's priorities that you discussed today will rise or fall based on the quality and the quantity of collaboration. Yeah. Collaboration is contingent on the business community, the nonprofit sector, and of course, the public sector, including your administration, the City of Cleveland, and other municipalities getting along. Unfortunately, over the past several months, our region has seen the very public debate about the location of the Browns Stadium. We've seen very clear lines drawn, seemingly positioning some of our key organizations, including the county, against one another instead of aligning all of you towards collaborative action. What will you do to help heal the apparent rift and lead our region to the other side of this period so we can move towards collaboration? And just as importantly, what would you like to see from other leaders in our community to assist with that healing?
Thank you, Becky, and thanks for the work you do at Cleveland Leadership Center. Could you hear that question in the back? Pretty well? Okay, thumbs up. So I'll just go at it. First of all, I say this slightly in jest, but I was happy to give a speech where I did not actually talk about the Browns back and forth controversy. There is a lot of other work happening in the county, right? So over the course of the year, press conference after press conference that we did on some of the good things we just talked about, would, at the end of the press conference, turn into, I was literally at a child wellness groundbreaking for the Youth Wellness Center we talked about. And off camera, I just stepped off, and it happens, but they said, well, what about the Browns? So I do get it, but I do want to say to Becky's question, it's an important one. It's an important one about collaboration. First of all, let's talk about the decision, and then let's just talk about leadership and how we get through these things. I do want to say, I have to say, as they had the most spectacular September, in addition to talking about all these other things, when I talk about sports, I also want to say thank you to the Cleveland Guardians for a spectacular season and comeback. And good luck to our Cleveland Cavaliers as they open their opening season this week. How about that WNBA, right? It's going to be fantastic. My son plays hockey, so we also got to say, go Monsters. But let me say, okay, I've covered the gamut of our other teams. You raise a great point about how are we going to get back on the same page. First, I want to say I'm committed to that. I am committed to that. I may not agree with the decision that was made and what seems to be the migration of the team. I have to work with everybody. So what do I do? The very next morning, after Mayor Bibb's announcement on Monday, I texted him about something else on the lakefront. I said, how about we go at Burke Lakefront Airport? How about we really go at this with our Senate delegation, right? We have to. The point there is you got to keep moving. And sometimes you got to compartmentalize, from a leadership style. To the GCP, while I had a difference of opinion with them last year about, again, this very issue, what have I been talking to Beju Shaw and others at the Greater Cleveland Partnership about? Some of the stuff I talked about in the speech. We need your help to help people get jobs who are cycling off Medicaid with work requirements now with the federal government. That's 30,000 people. So I need to work with the chamber on job opportunities and workforce training. Point is we get back on the horse. We get back on the horse. Honorable people can agree to disagree honorably. That's my leadership style. I think we need to get back on the horse and really prioritize the things we have. I will say, and as I stand in front of my great colleagues at County Council, the job isn't necessarily done for the county as it relates to the Browns themselves. I have not thought that we need to invest necessarily our bonding capacity into the project, that we don't necessarily need to bond out the project. It was a small win for us recently to hear from the ownership group that they have the monies to do this without the public treasury, because as you can see, the rest of it from the county, as you can see, we got a lot of other priorities. So I hope we kind of hold our ground on that issue, and we don't go into bonding something that doesn't necessarily need the county support. So I'm still in a little bit of a battle. I just want to say that, and I will be. But we use battle in the context of, yes, we can agree to disagree, but we can agree to do it honorably. Thanks for your question, and we'll stick with it. Hello, Sheila.
Thank you so much, Chris, and thank you for this wonderful presentation and your leadership and for what you do for our county. We appreciate you. So as you know, Cuyahoga County combines world-class cultural anchors, the Cleveland Museum of Art, the orchestra, Playhouse Square, and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. As well, it was what you've mentioned several times, a dramatic freshwater lakefront. Globally, places like Sydney, Australia, and Singapore have used floating performance platforms over water to amplify their cultural identity, while Austin and Nashville have built creative economies anchored in culture and music. Would the county, would you, be open to exploring a coordinated strategy to connect our cultural institutions with waterfront performance infrastructure, perhaps a seasonal or modular lakeside venue to showcase Cleveland's creative strength and position us as a cultural destination?
Whoa, I love that one. Yeah, I hear it in the back. All right, I'm going to turn this way just to orient a little bit this way, but I do want to say, Sheila, that's fascinating. First, let me say on the arts front, it is a huge engine in Cuyahoga County economically. I saw Jill Paulson on the way in from Cuyahoga Arts and Culture and Carolyn Eisenhardt. Thank you guys for the work you do. Small arts, medium arts, big arts, all arts. Thank you for the work you do. We appreciate you at Cuyahoga Arts and Culture. I think this question is fascinating. I could probably go an hour about this, but right, let's fuse our greatest assets. Freshwater, Emily Baca, our Freshwater Institute director, you listening to this? We got some good ideas here. What I would say is you roll right into something I've been thinking about, which is a freshwater festival. We have a story to tell, a story that we all know, a river that burned, but a river that is returning, right? And we have that that's why I refer to this place as the freshwater capital, because what we have earned in our return. And let's think about bringing people to this place, to this powerful place that is here. The work the NARSD is doing to clean up our Great Lakes. Thank you, Kyle. I know you and your team are out there today from the sewer district. Thank you for the work you do. It's impressive. We are cleaning up our waterways. I am the national chair for the Great Lakes Caucus for a reason, because of you, because we have worked on this. I would love to have a festival that actually brings water and arts together. It would be great. And I do need to say, I've had a couple people mention a couple of interesting things in that vein. I will say that somebody talked to me about a barge for a band, literally out on the river. Now, I want to also fill our music venues in all of our places. We're thinking about Music Week coming up, but I think it would be pretty interesting to have music right out on the river, right? And some of the great spaces we're building, out in Ohio City with Irishtown Bend, Canal Basin Park, and the great work that is happening, placemaking on the river. You're right. Let's activate the arts scene outside on our wonderful waterways. I think, a freshwater festival with music, with arts, would be fantastic. But everyday vignettes, Sue, my friend that runs the rowing regatta that happened recently, we had 2,000 people from other places coming in to just simply row the Cuyahoga River. So when that happens, let's show our art, let's show our culture, and let's show them who we are. Thank you, that's a great question. Freshwater Festival, let's do it. Hey, good to see you, Chris.
Good to see you too.
Yeah,
thank you so much for your words tonight.
Yeah.
And thank you for the meaningful progress you and the administration have made on improving our homeless shelters and our shelter system, and permanent supportive housing network in our community has ended the housing crisis for thousands of individuals in our community. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, we should clap for that for sure. As we all know, the city of Cleveland has successfully supported more than 180 individuals from streets into housing. However, we have yet to see any significant investment from the county specifically aimed at ending unsheltered homelessness. Especially since the release of the action plan to address unsheltered homelessness, which was released in 2023. During your campaign, you pledged to make ending unsheltered homelessness a priority, and currently, given the federal proposal to criminalize and attack people experiencing homelessness, we shouldn't wait. What current steps are you and your administration taking to fulfill this commitment and move towards ending unsheltered homelessness in Cuyahoga County?
Well, first, thank you for your question. Thank you for the work you do at NEOC. They do just incredible work. Proximity matters, and Chris has had me out in the field with persons who are experiencing homelessness out on our streets. And I do want to say thank you. The idea that you hatched, we listened to, which was the use of the Walton Avenue home for what started out seasonal shelter and has now been swing space for the Norma Hare facility. But it's a beautiful space that women are just are living in dignity at Walton. We went through a voter registration drive recently at the same facility. So I want to say thank you back to you for your work. I think you point something out. Our work is not done. We need more work. We need more seasonal shelter for sure, and we need transitional and permanent supportive housing. There are a myriad of nonprofits here that work with us on that every day. We need money. We need funds. We need federal funds. We need state funds, and we need anybody who can be creative to help people simply shelter. I think we have done a reasonably good job partnering with the city of Cleveland on the matters of the homeless out on our streets. But as Medicaid and SNAP runs short and persons begin to lose benefits, we could see a spike in homelessness. We have a new director of homeless services, Lorene Ross, who I'm grateful. She worked many years with the county council. Chris, we'll take more of your suggestions offline because the last one I took from you worked, and we have over 50 women living in a wonderful home that you actually encouraged us to buy. Thank you. Hello, Melanie.
Hi, County Executive Melanie Shakarian. I'm an attorney and business owner, proud City of Cleveland resident, and also proud member of the Cleveland Public Library Board of Trustees. Yeah! Right now, property taxes in Ohio are at the center of a major political and fiscal debate, with reform efforts underway and a potential constitutional amendment looming that could eliminate them entirely. If property taxes were eliminated in Ohio, it would have a devastating consequence for institutions like our public libraries, which rely heavily on those taxes for our operating budgets. What would you do as the county executive to oppose the bills in the Ohio Senate and also the potential ballot initiative? And how would you work with the governor and other state leaders to ensure funding for our public libraries not only remains, but grows?
Well, thank you for that question, Melanie. One, what I want to first say is what we are supporting. There are over 30 bills in the Ohio legislature to cap, bring down, and give relief to seniors specifically in property taxes, but relief to all. Things like the circuit breaker bill, which has not been acted on by the legislature, though it's been proposed and circulated in the House. That's something that at a certain income threshold goes above your income, you actually hit a circuit breaker on it and your property taxes halt. We've supported that. We have supported the homestead exemption that has not been fixed in this state in decades and needs to be fixed. So there are things we support that has been bouncing around in the legislature that just simply needs to get enacted, right, to provide relief. You talked about something that is the worst nightmare for our mayors, for our school superintendents, for our council members, and that is that the circulating petitions going around for our parks agencies and for our libraries, as you said, and our schools. A circulating petition that is starting to get traction in the state of Ohio to eliminate property tax. Let me say this. I think that that has happened in reaction to nothing happening, right? There has been no relief granted, so we need to keep leaning in on the state legislature and the governor's office to help us find pathways to give relief. We are supporting it here in Cuyahoga County, but it has not happened. And so the most draconian measure is out there to potentially eliminate property taxes. I need to say to you, my first audience, and those that bothered to show up today for this speech, please, I mean, it's a democracy. Anything can be signed onto, but please don't vote for that. You vote for that. If that comes onto the ballot, they need 433-some thousand signatures to get there. If it becomes a constitutional amendment on our ballot, we are going to have a crisis in our schools, in our libraries, in our parks, and everybody else that is supported through that. So we need two things. We need action in the legislature, and we need not throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? Thank you for bringing up a really important subject. Hello, Merrill.
Hey, thank you. I'm Merle Johnson, a former 40-year educator in Cleveland schools and a former member of the State Board of Education. Thank you for what you just said about what eliminating property taxes would do to our schools. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
I appreciate the reforms that are going on, the justice reforms, but I recently read that the deputy pursuit policy has been changed because of recent fatalities during chases.
Yeah.
Can you talk about that new policy?
I will, and I want to thank you for your years on the state school board. My father-in-law is here today, who was on the county school board of Ashtabula County, and to that last question, he's run the math, Merrill, that you started in. If we were to eliminate property taxes, you as a former state school board member know what a problem that is, and how sales tax will just skyrocket in our counties. Somewhere there would have to be a compensation that we'd have to do. But you asked about an extremely important thing. I'm looking out at our county council as well, and that is our sheriff's pursuit policies. As you've read about and as you heard, there were 2 tragic incidents in our community that involved innocent citizens losing their lives because of a perpetrator that was running and a sheriff's deputy that was behind him. Those are the worst nights in public life. When you hear that, when you get that call, it's the worst night in public life. I sat down with our sheriff. I said, what are we going to do about this? To our sheriff's credit and the sheriff deputies that are here, thank you, Sheriff Patel, for being here. He said, we're going to change the policy. We're going to change the pursuit policy and do something that works. So that policy was changed. It's a policy that narrows down significantly the reasons and the causes to actually have a pursuit. I do want to say, while I'm looking at the sheriff and the mayors behind him, he also helped me recraft the community support unit, because the downtown safety patrol has been important. It has been important for taking illegal guns off the street, but it's also expanded. And the community support unit that you have helped authorize is actually going out to our communities to help our mayors with big events in times when you need them. Just yesterday, the U.S. Marshal's Office needed you and you were there. So they provide a quality service, but we all work on continuous improvement. We all work on making change that matters in the lives of our community. So we took it seriously and we changed the policy. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, County Executive Chris Ronayne. A special thank you to those who submitted questions. You are the heart of the City Club. And thanks to all who joined us here at the Atrium Ballroom at the Huntington Convention Center and our live stream at cityclub.org. Before we conclude, the County Executive would like to take a few minutes to recognize a very important individual here in Cuyahoga County with a special award.
Thank you, Mark Ross, again. And thank you to the City Club for indulging me. It's become a tradition at these State of the Counties that we recognize one of our own in Cuyahoga County with a key to the county. And I note we're still on time. So it is now my honor, and then we're going to let you hear the band, but to bestow upon an individual the key to Cuyahoga County. It is my great honor to present one of the highest recognitions that I can offer, a key to the county, to this person whose leadership and vision have shaped our community for generations. I'm going to state his name, but then I want to say a few things about him. So when I state his name, you'll know who he is, and give me a round of applause. And this is Albert Ratner. This honor, thank you, Mr. Albert Ratner, for everything you do. This honor is reserved for individuals whose contributions have not only strengthened Cuyahoga County, but have also inspired others to dream bigger, to build stronger, and to give back more. Past recipients like Robert P. Madison, Dr. Jerry C. Thornton, they embody that spirit, and so does Albert Ratner. Albert's impact can be seen across our skyline, our neighborhoods, and our civic institutions. Through decades of leadership at Forest City Enterprises, his unwavering commitment to Cleveland's growth, he helped transform our community's landscape. But beyond development, Albert has always focused on people. His philanthropy, his mentorship, advocacy, it's touched the lives of countless people, has shaped the next generation of leaders. When I think of how he's helped launch careers, I think about a man who played on this stage in the last State of the County, Humble G. He's here with Albert, sitting next to him, who's with us today and with us. I think we got a picture of that last year, but maybe if not, we were there together with Albert. And I'm walking down the street one day past the Rock Hall with you, Humble G, and you said to me, it was Mr. Ratner, and his family who got me to the Cleveland Institute of Music. I think of you, a career launched because of Albert Ratner. I think of Sheila Wright, who asked the question today, a Cleveland business owner and a developer who Albert has partnered with. And also, she runs his foundation, the Good Community Foundation. I think of organizations Albert has launched, from Global Cleveland to Shoes and Clothes for Kids. Even now, he's partnered with Dr. Michael Roizen to dive deep into the science of aging and longevity. The two together have written The Great Age Reboot. Albert has connected us at Cuyahoga County with For Youngevity, a digital health platform to explore partnering with their AI-driven coaching platform. Somebody to talk to keep living longer through healthy practices. So to Albert, I would say, keep on keeping on. We need you, our friend. Your lifelong dedication to this community reflects the very best of Cuyahoga County. Tawny Ratner said to me just a couple of weeks ago, she often asks the question, what would Albert do? I think many of us can say that as we look up to you. And today we honor you. On behalf of our residents, it is my privilege to present Albert Ratner with the key to the county. Congratulations, Albert B. Ratner, and thank you for everything you've given and continue to give to Cuyahoga County. I'm going to come down and give this to you. But if we stand up for Albert.
Chris, thank you. Sit down.
Oh.
You make a terrible mistake when you give an award to somebody at my age. I haven't spoken to a group this big in 10 years, and I have a tie. I only wear a tie for funeral and State of the Union speeches. Nothing else I wear a tie for. I've listened to everything you've talked about. And as you were talking, I was thinking of my life in going all over the country and doing major developments. The New York Times building, Stapleton Airport, the Nets in New Jersey. And I've had so many opportunities to leave this city. And I never want to leave the city because I listened to everything you talked about. This asset, that asset. We have only one asset, the people in our community. No other one. It does not exist. When I started out in business, you could go to the federal government and you could work with them to put HUD programs through. But what's happened to us is the federal government has now become a place in which they do what they want to do and then say to the state government, you pick up what we didn't do. The state government, on the other hand, says, well, look, it's easy. We don't have to take care of the best libraries in the country. We can cut what they want to do, and we can reduce income taxes. The only place left is the local community. The Constitution starts out saying, we the people. It doesn't say we the government. And the problem we all have is in the last 20 years, because of the lack of birth rate, we have an economy in which we no longer have any workers, literally. Now, it's a great blessing that women have choice and every right to do what they think is best for them. But is that an excuse for us to say that they're the cause of the problem? No. The cause of the problem is ourselves. The cause of the problem, we are not healthy. We have kids going to school that are not healthy. So what we have to do is two things. We have to start blaming people. don't yell at the Haslams. They shouldn't yell at anybody else. We have to get together to do what we need. But this is what my prayer is. My prayer is that we meet again next year at this time, that we will understand that the power is through the people. And the people that we elect represent us. And you can't keep doing this by putting this on the ballot and that on the ballot. You have to decide who you are and what you want to do. I have every confidence that we're going to do that because we've always done it. Two things. Don't blame other people. I'm the oldest person in the room. I've been doing this longer than anybody. The only person I have to blame for my unhappiness is me. I can't blame anybody else, and you can't blame anybody else. The second thing to remember is you can't decide what happens to you. You can't decide that COVID comes. You can't decide that they're going to take away all the taxes from the school. It isn't what happens to you. What do we do about it? What do we do about it? You look at what the City Club has done over the last 2 or 3 years as an example how things can change. You're living in a city in which we raised $125 million, the Say Yes program to send kids to school. And a part of that goal was to get more people to live in the Cleveland. So a great thing happened to us. All we have to do is make it work better. Right. So this is a great honor. I only have one complaint.
What?
You could have given me the key to the city when you had money, not when you have debt. Thank you.
Love you. Hey, I'm hugging you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well said. Well said. Thank you. Yeah. Well deserved. Party outside.
Congratulations to Albert Ratner, and thank you again to County Executive Chris Ronayne. And on behalf of the City Club, I want to thank our presenting sponsor, Key Bank, and our supporting sponsors, the Crew Foundation, CSU's Levin College of Public Affairs and Education, Tri-C, Gilbane, Medical Mutual, Macaulay & Company, and the United Way of Greater Cleveland. We are also grateful to all of you hosting tables today. For a full list, please see our digital program. And of course, thank you to the staff at Cuyahoga County, our partners at IdeaStream Public Media, and the staff at the Convention Center for hosting this afternoon. Thanks also to our sign interpreter, Bethany Savoda. Finally, there are a number of wonderful programs coming up at the City Club, including the 2025 State of the Schools with CMSD CEO Dr. Warren Morgan on Tuesday, October 21st. You can find out more about this forum and others at cityclub.org. Thank you once again to County Executive Chris Ronayne. I'm Mark Ross, and our forum is now adjourned.